Here's
Yeah.
a question for you.
Yeah, sure.
What are the five albums or artists that are in your rotation this week, or the last 2 weeks? What's your go-to?
It's funny because I'm old. I'm still stuck in the 90s. I listen to classic music,
Stand by.
90s.
Define old.
I'm 35, turning
Motherfucker.
I'm old for younger people, if that makes sense. I feel
Okay,
young.
I'll agree with that. I'll
Yeah.
agree with that.
I
You're an
feel
old
young.
soul to
Yeah.
35.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
you're at that I'm at that weird age where I still feel young. I feel like I'm 23. I'm not even close. Like to me 60 is still young. You know, there's so much stuff, but to 20-year-olds I'm old. And then to like 40-year-olds or even some 30-year-olds, I'm too old or I'm too
Right.
young. I don't know. So you're kind of at that awkward in between stage. But to answer your question, five albums that are on my rotation, it sucks because I actually don't listen to a lot of music right now. But
Oh man.
I know, and it's because I don't listen to any new music. It's all '90s stuff. But A Day to Remember is a big
Mhm.
one for me. They're just one of the. I think they're a heavier Blink, and I've always been that. I even got into a little pop punk, but really just the No Effects and different stuff like that, and the
Mhm.
metalcore.
I
311.
love No Effects when I was growing up. White Trash, Two Heaves, and a Bean was a
Uh,
fucking. I love that album. Yeah.
And what I love to hate Fat Mike too, because like sometimes he says some ridiculous shit, but then at the same time I'm like, you can't get mad at him. He
Yeah.
definitely plays up his reputation to a degree. But so A Day to Remember. Actually, let me look at my wall back here. Obviously, I'm a big 311 fan. I
Yeah, you
go
should,
to.
which I love 311. So
Uh,
Day to Remember 311. Keep going.
I don't think people realize how heavy they are. They get heavy. They've played a couple of those metal shows where they just pump up their set list.
Mhm.
Incubus is a big one I'm still into.
You know what? I
Um,
just actually replayed. I've played their whole new album, and then I went back and played the one with the grenade on the front, and it's
I
got
can't.
the song "Dig" on it. It was
Is
after
it?
all their hit stuff.
Yeah, it's not Make Yourself, is it? It's the one
It's
after
called
that,
Light
right?
Grenades, wasn't it? Light Grenades.
Oh, Light Grenades. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. With I think
phenomenal
Anna
album. Phenomenal. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I so cool tour story. The last tour I went on, we were playing Kansas City and we happened
Mhm.
to have a day off. And before I knew I was going on the tour, I had spent a lot of money on these Incubus tickets. They were like $300 or something crazy like
Mhm.
that. And it just happened that the day the concert was on was one of our off days. And I'm
Oh,
thinking, wow, I'm really pushing this. And I wouldn't do it for any other band, but I knew it was going to be okay because our TM was leaving to go to a wedding and I was going to be back before anyone even knew I was gone, you know, so it
right.
wasn't really going to affect anything. So we get done with the show that night. We pack a quick bag. Me and my TM go to the hotel for like 2 hours. We get like 2 hours of sleep. We go to the hotel. So I fly from Kansas City to New York City, and it's my first time at Radio City. So I was super
Oh
stoked
shit.
about that. Yeah. And it was 20 years of Make Yourself. So they did the album from front to back, Incubus. And it
Damn, you
was,
saw that at Radio City?
yes. Oh my, it was,
Goddamn right, you caught a flight for that. That's awesome.
yeah, that's one of the cool stories I get to tell. And I don't regret any of it. It was worth every single penny I spent. My friend Andrea came up and, she came up from Maryland, and so we got to hang out and see the show, and she's awesome. And then, literally after the show, I went back to the airport, flew back to Colorado, and was at the venue like 5 hours before the band got there, and just
Dude, that's hustle. That's awesome.
yeah, no. So that was kind of cool. So Incubus 311. What was the other
No
one? A Day to
Effects.
Remember.
Oh, Day to Remember, Incubus,
Cohe-
311.
Coheed and Cambria is a huge one for me. Avenged
Okay, great.
Sevenfold is one of the old school bands that I still listen to, so that's five there.